There's a story we tell about the modern office, that it's full of people doing nothing, pushing paper, sitting in meetings about meetings, earning a salary for work that, if it vanished tomorrow, no one would miss. And the easy conclusion, the one that feels good, is that those people are the problem. Lazy, useless, faking it. But I don't think that's right. I don't think the people are the problem. I think the scoreboard is. And once you see how it works, you can't unsee it in your own week. Start with something strange. Over the last century, service work went from a small slice of the economy to the overwhelming majority of it. That's real. But in a huge number of modern office jobs, the result doesn't leave the building in our hands. No product on a shelf. No customer walking away with something visible. Just work that disappears into another system, another team, another spreadsheet. And here's the part that should bother you. The free market is supposed to be ruthless, right? It's supposed to find the people producing nothing and quietly cut them loose. So why doesn't it? Why do these roles keep multiplying instead? The answer isn't human nature. It's a measurement problem. Start with the thing nobody says out loud. A company can't see value directly, not all of it. When you finish something genuinely useful, it doesn't glow. It doesn't ping a dashboard. So an organization does the only thing it can. It reaches for what it can see. Things it can count and put in a row. Headcount, budget size, hours logged, meetings attended, how fast you reply. These are proxies, stand-ins for value, because the real thing won't sit still long enough to be measured. And for a while they sort of work. Busy people often are productive. But then something flips. The moment everyone knows the proxy is what they're judged on, the proxy becomes the target. And there's a name for what happens next. It's called Goodhart's Law. When a measure becomes a target, it stops being a good measure. People stop optimizing for the value. They optimize for the number that stands in for it. So the calendar fills. The head count grows because a bigger team reads as a bigger job. A manager gets hired to manage the managers, not because the work demands it, but because the proxy rewards it. The measure stopped describing the value. Now it just manufactures more of itself. You've watched this happen, even if you didn't have the words for it. Take the KPI, a number on a dashboard, invented for one honest reason, so a team could see whether it was making progress. That's all it was ever meant to do, reflect the work. And then slowly, the reflection became the thing. Hitting the number stopped being a sign you'd done the job. It was the job. People started shaping the work backwards from the target, picking the easy wins that moved the metric, quietly dropping the hard, messy stuff that actually mattered but didn't count. The dashboard stayed green. The real work got thinner underneath it. And you see the same instinct in the smallest, most human form. The person who has nothing left to do at 4 o'clock, but stays at the desk anyway. Looks reachable, keeps the light on. Because somewhere, being seen working started paying better than being done. Now here's where it gets personal. Because the system doesn't act alone. We help it. Somewhere along the way, most of us started reading busy as important. A packed calendar feels like proof that you matter. And I know the impulse. A day that ends early can feel strangely uncomfortable, like someone's about to notice you weren't really needed. So what do? We fill it. We invent the follow-up email, the alignment sync, the deck no one asked for. Sometimes, no one even asks us to. Idle time makes us anxious, and looking occupied takes the edge off. And that's the trap. It's not laziness. It's the opposite. It's a person desperate to feel useful, trapped in a system that only knows how to reward the appearance of it.
Now, to be fair, and this matters, not all of it is theater. Some oversight is genuinely real.
Coordinating people with different skills is hard, valuable work, and a good manager is worth their weight. Some compliance exists because, without it, people get hurt. So I want to be careful here. My first instinct is always to blame the structure before the person, and sometimes that lets the individual off too easy. But notice what the structure does even to good people. In a 2015 YouGov poll, a large share of British workers said their job made no meaningful contribution to the world. Their own job, their own words. Now, that doesn't prove the jobs were useless, and it doesn't tell us exactly why people felt that way, but it tells you the feeling is widespread. People inside the system often can't see who their work is really for. And that's the gap this whole thing turns on, the distance between doing the work and seeing what it was for. So what do you actually do with this? Not suck it up, not embrace the meaningless title. Here's the usable part. Too often your job starts working for the metric before it works for the outcome, and the first place that shows up is how you measure yourself. So stop scoring your own worth on the things the system finds easy to count: the hours, the full calendar, the look of being busy. Measure the one thing it can't. Change the question. Not, what did I do today? Anyone can fill a day. Ask, what changed because I was here? What exists now that didn't on Monday? That's your real scoreboard. Hold on to it. So tell me, what did your busiest day actually leave behind? A real decision? A finished thing? Or just a fuller calendar? Drop it below. I genuinely want to know. This is The Teller. See you in the next one.